We begin tonight with breaking news. West Fargo police need your help in finding a 64-year-old man.
His name is Gordon Ferkel. Police say he has brown eyes and curly gray hair. He was last seen wearing a gray sweatshirt, gray sweatpants, and New Balance tennis shoes. If you see him, go ahead and call police.
Fire crews are still watching for hot spots after flames at an apartment building at 3325 17th Avenue South. 2 decks were on fire at one point. No one was hurt, and a dog was rescued from a unit. No word on how it started, but 17th Avenue South is closed. Traffic in that area is being rerouted.
A Devils Lake family is calling for change tonight for amputees in North Dakota as their insurance company recently denied a claim stating their policy only covered 1 prosthetic limb per lifetime, despite doctors saying that's the opposite of what's medically needed.
So they reached out to our whistleblower hotline saying they've had over 20 different prosthetics within the last 11 years without any problems. Telling Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley they won't stop fighting until either the policy or state laws are changed.
Through every morning.
This is number 4.
Layering on a total of 32 ply socks in order to make his current prosthetic leg kind of fit. A move doctors say is dangerous. But for right now, that's the only option Jason has, as his insurance recently denied his prosthetic upgrades and replacements.
Honestly, it's ridiculous because nobody's body stayed the same since they were 19, as far as I know.
Jason was hit by a car on his motorcycle in May 2010 when a 94-year-old woman crossed the center line, hitting both him and a man and his pregnant wife, killing her.
I mean, it was a blink of an eye.
Jason says exactly 3 months later, he was walking on his new prosthetic leg and says since then he's had at least 20 different sockets, something All True Health prosthetist Paul Edmonds says is completely normal and to be expected.
There just isn't that much margin for error with a prosthetic limb that you can reasonably expect one to last a whole lifetime. When you get a poor fitting socket, you're going to get a skin breakdown or an ulcer and potentially an infection.
Adding he's only seen an insurance policy like Jason's one other time in his career.
And when you're walking all day long on something that doesn't fit, and we know we're going to have problems if we don't take care of it, it just seems unethical to not take care of it.
As a state employee for the Department of Transportation, Jason's coverage comes from Sanford Health, but the policies come from ND PERS, the North Dakota Public Employees Retirement System. The Hunters say they were told the policy on prosthetics changed in 2017, but say they were never notified or impacted until late this April.
He got limbs in 17, 18, 19, and 20.
This one here is from 20.
This one was denied.
This despite the following conditions listed underneath the policy.
Adjustments and/or modifications to the prosthesis required by wear or tear due to a change in member's condition or to improve its function are eligible for coverage and do not require pre-authorization or prior approval. I would assume that that is exactly what my husband is attempting to obtain.
But for now, Jason is still in the dark, as both Sanford and ND PERS have stated they're reviewing his case, leaving Jason to try and push through the pain and sores developed from his now ill-fitting socket, hoping the issue is resolved before he's forced to be wheelchair-bound full-time. Now, only 21 states have insurance laws that protect amputees, but North Dakota and Minnesota are not one of them, something both the Hunters and Edmonds say needs to be fixed. Now, I did reach out to the North Dakota Public Employees Retirement System's president, Scott Miller, today and asked if a change in the policy can be expected anytime soon. And in a statement, he tells me, quote, "The health plan's coverage of prosthetic devices has been one of the topics of recent discussion. The board and I and my staff have been working with Sanford Health to evaluate the breadth of our current benefit plan and the potential cost if we were to expand that coverage. Those discussions have not yet concluded, and as a result, he says he does not have an answer to my question." Mike, Andrea.
Thanks so much. The hunters have been offered to have Jason's next prosthetic be half the price, but at over $6,400, the community has put together a benefit for the family, and it's going to take place this Wednesday night in Devil's Lake, as well as a donation account at Western State Bank. You can find those details on the VNL News app. Just go there and click on this story.
This story was submitted through our whistleblower hotline. If you need help with an issue in your community, call us 237-6576 and leave your tip.
Nothing wrong with the stretch of simply quiet weather. We're certainly seeing plenty of sunshine, and temps are where they should be this time of year. But let's find out what we can expect tonight. And Hutch is here with the very latest. Hutch?
All right, thanks so much. A beautiful Flag Day, a great way to start the work week. You're looking at that flag and the Sisseton Hills back there from our Dakota Magic Casino location. Conditions are pretty fair. It's coolest up near Lake of the Woods, some 70s there. In fact, low 70s for Baudette. And look at this, low 90s for Mobridge, South Dakota. But a lot of low to mid 80s across our lakes, counties, and the valley. For this evening, by 10 o'clock, we'll slip into those 70s, comfortably cool because the air is so dry here in Fargo, Grand Forks. By bedtime tonight, we're expecting some 60s and low 60s at that. All in all, quiet weather does continue, but we have a little something for everyone in the 7-day forecast. Hot weather, much cooler weather, and even chances of rain. I'll have all of those details in just a few moments.
That would just about cover everything.
It does.
All right, thanks.
There's been another dumpster fire, this time outside the Frying Pan restaurant. It is the 6th dumpster fire in less than a week. Investigators say there are indications this one was intentionally set.
Following a process on collecting data and then processing that, and the scene exam is just one portion of that. So you have to take witness statements, collect video footage, determine what the fire patterns are saying.
This is the 16th intentionally set fire this year.
Firefighters spent several hours battling a house fire in Popowski, Minnesota this morning. It took 20 firefighters 3 hours to knock down the flames. Firefighters in Bemidji say that someone living there was injured while trying to get out, but they're expected to be okay. There's no word yet on what caused the fire, but it is being considered accidental in nature.
An early morning crash in Fargo caused significant damage to the car and a tree, but never hit a nearby church building. Witnesses told police that a man pointed a gun at the car, causing the driver to speed away and lose control. It happened just before 2 in the morning in the 1300 block of University Drive South next to Olivet Lutheran Church. No one was hurt in the crash. A terrorizing report has been forwarded to the state's attorney's office.
Fargo police have identified a person of interest in that vandalism at St. Mary's Cathedral back in April. Now, they haven't released the person's name because no one has been arrested. The case has been forwarded on to the city attorney's office for consideration of charges. People gathering outside Fargo City Hall this afternoon to celebrate Flag Day and the upcoming hate crime ordinance vote before the city commission tonight. Members of Bridge the Gap and One Fargo displayed flags to show the diversity of the city. City leaders will be deciding whether to allow offenses like criminal mischief, harassment, and simple assault to be designated as hate crimes. Getting a hold of the city of West Fargo is impossible right now. It's because of an outage. West Fargo's phone provider cut a fiber line. It's impacted City Hall, the police and fire departments, along with Public Works and the library. If there's ever an emergency, you can still call 911. They hope to have that problem fixed by tomorrow. And in the meantime, keep an eye on social media channels for any updates. North Dakota lawmakers have put money aside to conduct a study for a new state hospital in Jamestown. The study will look at the designs of a new hospital along with figuring out the cost. Authority was not given to build a new one, but the budget will allow for emergency funds in case of building failure at the current facility. Hospital officials say they will be demolishing the buildings on the campus that are not able to be used. There's more demand for air travel. In North Dakota, more people are boarding planes at airports across the state. Travelers in recent months are about 30% below pre-pandemic numbers, but more than 69,000 passengers boarded planes during the month of May. Industry experts say the nice weather that we've had this spring and recovery in leisure travel is helping. There will be more mobile vaccination clinics held in Grand Forks this week, and walk-ins will be accepted. The clinics will offer the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but they'll also offer Pfizer and Moderna for those who need their second dose. To find a list of where and when you can get a shot, log on to our website, valleynewslive.com. And later on Valley News Live at 6, a pair of bicyclists who happen to be related suffer a setback near Fargo as they try to ride cross country.
We started the day off with some beautiful colors as the sun rose with the cloud-free skies over many areas. We saw a lot of 80s, a little cooler up near Lake of the Woods. Speaking of colors, we still see them flying overhead. I'll have details on what you can expect the rest of our work week. Some heat, some cool, and some rain next.